to my first ever segment of Seriously You Haven't Seen. In this segment, I want to talk about TV shows that I feel not enough people watch. More people should watch these TV shows, and I don't think they get enough credit. So basically, I'm just going to rant about my favorite shows that no one ever rants about. So this week on Seriously You Haven't Seen, we're going to be discussing one of my all-time favorite shows that I can never talk to anyone about, and that is Joan of Arcadia. So Joan of Arcadia was a show, I think it was on in 2005, 2006, somewhere around there on ABC, I think. I didn't get to see it on TV. I saw it quite a few years later on DVD. And oh my gosh, you guys, this show. So Joan of Arcadia is about 16-year-old Joan Girardi. It's basically a modern reimagination, or however you want to put it, of Joan of Arc. So this show is about 16-year-old Joan Girardi who, while having to deal with high school and family issues and boyfriend stuff, also starts getting visits from God and having God instruct her to do all these weird things, and she doesn't understand why she's being instructed to do these things. And it's just one of the big themes of the show is ripples, and how one little action can just cause something huge and something so much more than you expected, and not even what you originally were trying to start. And so it's just it's amazing. So the star of the show is Amber Tamblyn, which, how can you not love Amber Tamblyn? I mean, if there was ever a master at crying, it is Amber Tamblyn. She just whips out those tears and you're just like, oh, don't do that, don't cry, don't cry. So she is just amazing in this role as Joan Girardi, and honestly, she in this role was a fashion icon for me. And still is. Everything she wears in this show I love. And I don't know if it's the fashion or the way she pulls it off or both, but it is incredible. I love it. So a huge part of this show is Amber Tamblyn and her family, which is mostly comprised of pretty big name actors, except for her one younger brother, who sadly only really went on to do the Twilight movies. But the cast ensemble is incredible, with Amber Tamblyn and her family, and the supporting cast, her friends, are just amazing actors and actresses, and you get so enveloped in the relationships and some of the ships that go on in this show. And that is one of my favorite things, is you get very invested in these characters and you root for them and you get angry at them. Believe me, you will get angry at them. And it's just the writing in this show. It's produced by Barbara Hall, who I'm pretty sure was a main writer, producer on Seventh Heaven. So obviously there's some Christian themes in the show, but not in your face, overly worked. And I know that sounds weird because you're dealing with a girl who talks to God, but really it's not overly Christianized or anything like that. But no, some of the writing and the way they approach life, and I'm telling you, I learned some life lessons from this show, that is for sure. Amazing quotes come out of this writing, and just some things that, as you're going through life, make sense if you listen to what's being written and you start to approach life that way. It makes sense, and it is a beautifully written show, that's for sure. So other than the supporting cast, the extras on this show are just incredible. This was, like I said, back in 2005 or 2006, I believe. Let me check. Okay, it was longer ago than that. It was actually 2003 that the show started. But, I mean, you have people, big actors on this show that weren't big yet. One episode, I keep hitting my printer dock. One episode you have Zachary Quinto before he was anything. And you have Aaron Paul, who plays Jesse Pinkman on Breaking Bad. Well before he was ever heard of. Within the space of, I think, 2 or 3 episodes, you have Hillary and Haley Duff. Oh, and then there's Wentworth Miller. He comes in, this beautiful man right here. I don't know if you can see him. He comes in on 2nd season, kind of near the middle, maybe closer to the end of the season. And he plays a huge role in that last few episodes. So yeah, the extra cast, the guest stars, I guess you would call them, they are just incredible, and so many people pop up that you're not expecting, and so that's really cool. You get to see all these actors before they were really anyone. So sadly, as with most of the TV shows I truly love, it got canceled. And see, Joan of Arcadia is probably one of the few shows that hurts more than Firefly or Angel or anything like that. Because whereas Firefly and Angel, they got to wrap up everything with a pretty little bow, Joan of Arcadia didn't get that. And I don't understand how they could have canceled this show. Because by the end of 2nd season, they were going in this direction, and they were building to something so huge, it would have just rocked the foundations of this show. And, I mean, especially with, and, okay, Wentworth Miller would have played a huge part in the 3rd season, and would have shaped this huge change in the show, building up to what I think they were building up to, which, God, it still hurts. Wow, this hurts to talk about. And I understand that if the show hadn't gotten canceled, Wentworth Miller would have never done Prison Break. And I know that. But it still hurts. Because, I mean, if you guys watch this show, you'll see what I mean. By the end of season 2, by the finale, I mean, you're just like, yes, yes, and then canceled. So, I get really passionate about Joan of Arcadia because it is such an amazing show. And like I said, what they were building to would have been so ridiculously epic. So, like I said, there are 2 seasons, and I don't believe it's not available on Netflix, sadly. But if you guys are interested in checking this show out, Hulu might have it. I haven't even checked if they have it. But I did some looking for you guys, and on Amazon you can get the 1st season for like $6, and the 2nd season for like 15 or 16. And I mean, so worth the investment. So, it's just such a good show, you guys. But yeah, you guys should definitely check this show out. It will change your life. I love having to refilm my outro. This is so unfortunate. Okay. So anyway, I am thinking I might go through this series again because whoops, there goes the tripod. Because it's been probably 2 or 3 years since I've watched the series, and doing this review on it makes me really kind of want to watch it again. So you guys, if you want to, you should join me in watching the series. If you have already seen the series, you should comment below or do a response video. That'd be cool too. Let me know what you think of the series or thought of the series, if you liked it. And if you haven't seen it yet and you want to start watching it, you should let me know as you go through the series what you think. You guys should definitely check the show out. It is just incredible. Well, thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you on Monday.